With the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots Friday and Pride Month coming to an end, I sat down with two local women who are transgender to better understand what they go through on a day-to-day basis and how their struggles differ.
My gender never changed. My gender was always my gender. My gender was female and it always was. What changed was my sex.
I just refer to myself as a woman, and when it comes time for me to specify, whether it's in dating life or friend life or whatever, I do specify that I was not born a woman.
They're 25 years apart, not in age, but when they came out as transgender. Meet Kendall and Angela.
I think it was almost like a rebirth. And being Kendall is a rebirth, and I hate to say it this way, but like a death of him.
I've now lived more years of my life as Angela than as my former male self, who is not a part of me anymore.
Both women live in Wake County and have made headlines for different reasons. Angela says she was the first openly transgender person to be elected as a precinct chair in the county's history, and the first Wake County transgender person elected to the Democratic Party's State Executive Committee.
And when HB2 passed, I had all my friends back from Pennsylvania calling me up asking me when I was going to come home. I've lived in 7 different states in my life, and I can tell you that there are bigots and there are hateful people in every last one of them. I said, but you know what? There's also a heck of a lot of good people in all of those states too, and you know what? A lot of them are right here in North Carolina.
While Angela has chosen political advocacy, Kendall didn't get to choose what happened to her.
You were assaulted in a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
What happened and what's happened since then for you?
Just to give a Cliff Note version, basically I was going into the bathroom to check my hair and makeup.
This past winter, Kendall says she was assaulted while in the bathroom at Milk Bar downtown.
2 women decided they wanted to basically trap me in the bathroom and humiliate me and make me feel like I was less than a person, and that was just a joke to them.
This past Wednesday, she came face to face with one of those women in court.
It's my first time seeing her since the incident happened, and a lot of emotions kind of hit me just because, my lawyer read the police report out loud, and I had never heard my own police report until I was in the courtroom, so it brought back a lot of emotions. And but all in all, it felt like a small part of the weight has been lifted off my shoulders, off my heart and everything. I'm happy. I might not have gotten the sentencing that I wanted for them or for her, but I'm an example for transgender women that if this does happen to them, be strong enough to speak up about it and don't let anybody stop you or deter you from doing that.
50 years from Stonewall today.
I'm grateful for the people that showed us the way. They gave us the ability to fight, a voice, to stand up for ourselves. Like nowadays you see like teenagers that are able to transition, and there's a part of me that's jealous of that wish I could have done that. And I say, there's times where I sure wish I were the beneficiary instead of the trailblazer. But then I realized that I am the beneficiary of it because I'm blazing the trails that I'm blazing because I walked on the trails that were blazed before me.
She has 18 years on me as in age and 25 years as well as transitioning. And then I have a different perspective as well as a newly transitioned person in, I guess, the modern day.
What do you think is the same for both of you, and what do you think is different between those 25 years?
Well, one thing I'll say that's the same is that we do still tend to occupy the lower end of the socioeconomic strata.
As far as a society, I feel like Raleigh is getting there. Using my experience with Milk Bar, I had no idea I had so much support from not just from the LGBT community, which I really find empowering, but even the straight community.
Angela, what kind of advice would you give someone like Kendall?
I would just say definitely, have confidence, do yourself, and don't let nobody tell you, don't let nobody tell you who you are. You tell them who you are. That's what I would say to you.
And one thing they both agreed on was their love for Halloween. Kendall says she came out on Halloween because she finally felt comfortable to dress as a woman. Angela says Halloween is her rebirth day, which is the day she had her surgery 17 years ago this year. In the studio, Ryan Breslin, Spectrum News.